it's Laynie and welcome to the channel. How is everyone doing today? Leave it down below. You know I love hearing from you. I'm getting a little bit of a late start today. One, my daughter was just having a day. Any other toddler moms out there? I think it's because my daughter has a little bit of a cough that I can't decide if it's a cold or if it's allergies, but she has just been meltdown city all day. Like every little thing has sent her over the edge. Lots of crying and screaming. And if you have little ones, you know when they're in that mood, oh man, it puts you in a mood. Then we went to lunch with a friend who's here visiting. And then I put her down for a nap, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I accidentally fell asleep myself. If you're looking at my face, you're like, something's a little different. And that's because I do not have on a full face of makeup. I did do eyebrows, lashes, some lip gloss, and then I went in with concealer and some powder because I was running errands, like I said. And I didn't want to look totally undone today. I get so blue under the eyes. But I knew I wanted to sit down and talk skincare with you guys. And I feel like, why come down here with a full face of makeup to talk about how happy I am with my skincare routine? And you can't even verify that. We're gonna get up close. We're gonna talk pores, products, all the stuff I'm loving right now in my skincare routine. If that sounds interesting, make sure you click the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, join the fam, you won't regret it, I promise, and let's just go. I've been doing this skincare routine for probably, I'm gonna say 3-4 months. Time has been a blur this year, but it's been a solid portion of the year I've been using this skincare. I knew I liked it right away, but I didn't want to sit down and tell you guys about it like 2 weeks in because you don't really know for a while if your skin is really happy, if you're seeing changes with skincare. It takes a few months. I like to think of myself as bougie on a budget. I want good skincare products, but I don't want to spend a fortune. Like if budget wasn't a thing, I would love to just like have a bathroom full of Tatcha products, maybe even a little La Mer once in a while, but that's not me. So I was browsing Ulta, like I said, like 3-4 months ago, and I stumbled across a brand called Bioma. I had never heard of it before, and honestly it was just the packaging that caught my attention, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna give this a try. Before I switched to a lot of Bioma, I don't know if I'm saying that right, I think that's it, Bioma products, I was routinely an Ordinary skincare user. I still really like the Ordinary, but something about the products I've been using right now, I am really happy with my skin. So in the morning, I don't wash my face because I feel like I do a very good job of cleansing before bed, that I don't feel the need to rewash and strip the moisture I've retained overnight. So that is not my thing. Maybe it is yours. There's nothing wrong with doing what works for you. But during the day, I go a little bit more minimal because I typically have a full face of makeup on and I don't want to feel very heavy, cakey, especially right now. We're in the peak of summer and I don't like to feel too heavy during the day. So during the day, I usually start with a couple squirts of this product here. This is the COSRX 6 Peptide Skin Booster Serum. I actually didn't pick this out in store. I was sent this by Influencer. And when I first started using it, I think I gave it not that great of reviews because I didn't notice anything right away. I wish Influencer with skincare would give us like 3 months before we have to review instead of the like 1 month, because sometimes it's just not enough. At first I was like, I don't think this really does anything. This is supposed to even skin tone, hydrate, give firmness, smooth, pore and sebum care, improve skin texture. This kind of threw me off because it is like the most serum-y serum I've ever used. It's truly just like water. Like it truly feels like you're just putting water on your skin. It kind of caught me off guard. Like usually you feel something kind of tacky or maybe a little slippery. This just feels like water, and I think that kind of made my brain go, oh, this isn't going to do anything. This has now become a staple in my morning and my evening process. So I put this on first, 3 pumps, not a ton, a couple squirts in my hand, and then I actually just kind of push it into the skin with my good old fingertips. Why I am liking this is because usually in the summer, I notice I get much greasier throughout the day. This summer, I haven't been having that problem. Also, the smoothness is so real. My skin over the last few months has been unreal smooth. So this is a staple right now. Really enjoying it. And because of the consistency, it's such an easy first step. I don't feel it under my products or my makeup. I love that. One of my biggest complaints with my skin is my pore size. And the fact that I feel like I can get so clogged up. Even with washing my face every night, I don't know. I really just feel like I can get so gunky feeling, especially through here. So I have been reaching for this Bioma clarifying serum. It has some ingredients in there I hadn't heard of before, so I was like, oh, kind of interesting. Triceramide complex, blue tansy, PHA, and zinc. This says this to target imperfection, unclog pores, without irritating or disrupting the skin barrier. And I love that because a lot of times the products that I feel like do a good job are kind of harsh, could be irritating to the skin. I haven't found this to be at all. This one, again, is a very nice serum consistency. This one is very thin again, not quite as thin as that 6 peptide. This has a little tiny bit more of a slip feeling, but again, still so thin and just an easy wear during the day, even in the high heat. I don't feel this at all on my face. I again put a few drops on my hand and pat it into my skin. I really focused the clarifying serum to my nose and to this portion of my face. Like I make a big U, so I'm hitting my major pores here and then where I get clogged all through here. And then during the day, because of the fact I do moisturize so well overnight, I typically don't feel dehydrated, but I also know that I want just like a little extra boost in my moisture, so I go in with a sunscreen during the day. This is the Coola Do Good Illuminating Serum. This is going to be the most expensive thing I mention. I usually do not spend this much on sunscreen, but I've purchased another Coola sunscreen in the past and I really enjoyed it. This one I believe was on sale when I purchased it at Ulta, but don't quote me on that. This caught my attention because it's SPF 30, but it's supposed to have a dewy look. It's also supposed to have probiotic technology, which I thought sounded kind of fancy and cool, and blue light protection. And we all need that now. This is fairly thick, but it doesn't feel heavy on my face at all. It really, truly leaves a dew and a sheen to the skin. See that? Isn't that pretty? Look how nice my hand looks. Honestly, like, that is so pretty. I love how that sunscreen looks. I think it looks pretty on a day where I don't want to wear makeup. I think it wears well under my makeup. That is the most important to me when it comes to sunscreen. It has to wear well under my makeup. I don't want to feel greasy. I don't want to feel that heavy sunscreen feel under my makeup. And this Coola sunscreen wears so well. Since this is so dewy looking on the skin, I know not everybody wants that. So I'll put a link down below of the other sunscreen I've used by Coola that I really loved. It is the Full Spectrum Sun Silk Drops. So that is daytime. I don't do a whole lot in the daytime. I want to feel lightweight, breathable, and good when I go in with my makeup. So then nighttime is where I kind of make up and really boost my skincare process to really get the effects I'm looking for. I do really feel like overnight is the time to focus on your skincare. Step 1 overnight is my Bioma Milky Cleanser. I just think the packaging is so cute. I don't think it's going to be for everybody. It is a bit bulky for storage, but it is really cute. I love the bright colors. It's very eye-catching. This is the Milky Moisture Cleanser, Triceramide Complex, Oat Extract, and Panthenolol. I don't know what that means. This is just a gentle cleanser. It's an easy reach. It does a good job of breaking down my makeup. I will say I do feel like I either have to kind of double cleanse around the eyes if I'm wearing a lot of eyeshadow and mascara, or I'll go in with my micellar water and wipe off my mascara. That's the one thing I didn't bring down here. I do always keep my micellar water on hand. I love a cleanser that doesn't make me feel like I'm stripping my skin. As you can see, this is just a nice, creamy, gentle cleanser. I don't feel extra dry or extra tight after I use it, and that is so important to me. Then the next step is my tried and true, the 6 Peptide Skin Booster. A few more drops of this, pat it into the skin, let it sit for 20-30 seconds before I go in with the Bioma Brightening Toner. Again with the cute packaging. Barrier lipids, lactic acid, birch extract to clean pores, get rid of impurities, and unclog the face. Again, it claims to not disrupt the skin barrier. I think that's huge. I am so happy with where my pores are at. And I really think it is a combo between the peptide booster and this toner. I just again splash the toner into my hand and just kind of pat it onto my face, then kind of really pressing it into the pore area. A little bit of this goes such a long way. Like, I use this every night and I feel like this will last me the whole year. And then there's a couple more steps here. I go back in with my clarifying serum, the little green bottle. I again do 3 drops and I push it into my pore area, the nose. I want to make sure my pores are nice and cleaned out and have time to breathe and maybe shrink up overnight. That is the goal. So that is a part of day and night over here. And then of course I need to moisturize. That is so important, especially overnight. This is their moisture rich cream. This is a triceramide complex that has, I don't know how to say this, bacchioil? I have no idea how to say that. And shea extract. For being a relatively rich cream, there is some thickness there. It's not running down my hand, but it doesn't feel heavy at all. There are times where once in a while, if I feel a little bit dry during the day, I'll pop some of this on and it doesn't feel heavy at all for being labeled a rich cream. And it feels so, honestly, like, it feels so nice on the skin, truly. Like, feels like a nice little drink of moisture, but it feels rich enough that it's going to kind of hold on overnight. I want to lock in that moisture overnight. So my final step at night is their hydrating recovery oil. I personally love an oil overnight. If you don't do oils in your skincare, I so recommend it. I ran away from oils for so many years because I had adult acne. I was oily. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's gonna make my skin worse. But when I started adding oils into my skincare, my skin improved, my acne got better, and I was less oily. I think I was depleting my skin of the moisture it needed. So I highly recommend a good oil as a part of your skincare. This one has barrier lipids like squalene, jojoba, sea buckthorn oil. And it's just kind of your typical oil. It's gonna run all over the place. A few little drops of that in my hand, and again, just rub it in all over the face. I'll kind of make sure I really do a light pressure, getting it around the eyes. I kind of like to smooth out my 11s between the eyebrows, and then I just let it sit. And I always, you guys, always with all of my skincare, bring it down. Always bring it down the neck. And then with what's left on my hands, I always press it in to my décolleté. Before I bring you in close, because I want you to see up close what my skin is looking like in this moment. Gotta have some stuff in the shower. So if I'm just wanting a gentle cleanse in the shower, maybe I got grimy when I was out gardening, or I hopped in the shower with makeup on and I want something just an easy reach to cleanse with, I've been keeping this e.l.f. cleanser in the shower. It says oat milk, melatonin, and niacinamide. Super easy, super gentle, super cheap. Such a good one to keep in the shower. Something I've kept in my shower at this point for years that I will always rave about. Good Molecules Pineapple Exfoliating Powder. I love this stuff. If you've ever used the Tatcha Rice Powder Exfoliator, I loved it, but it's so freaking expensive I can't justify it. This is so good. This is a powder to cream cleanser to exfoliate, brighten, and soften the skin. I think this is rice powder, but don't quote me on it. The consistency is like the same. Here, you can see the little granules right there under the cap. This is probably my 6th bottle of this because I use it all the time. You sprinkle some into your hand. Then with damp fingertips, you just kind of make it into a paste and then you rub it all over the face. I use this several times a week. This is an exfoliating powder, so you're gonna wanna start slow. Start with once a week, see how your face does. If it handles it well, go to 2 times a week. I'm like a 3 times a week max. It is very gentle to me and my skin, but I don't have overly sensitive skin, so that's the disclaimer there. My last little tip is a good exfoliating glove. There used to be 2 of these. My daughter lost one. That's what happens over here. This is the Eco Tools one. I really like it. I have purchased some in the past that like I use them twice and I throw it away because they're so rough and harsh on the skin. It is hard to find ones that are like the perfect texture. This one's in that perfect category. It does a good job of exfoliating, but it doesn't feel like it's tearing me to shreds, and that is so important. I can use this all over the body with some body wash, or if I have a day where I'm feeling really clunky through here, like nasty, bumpy, clogged, I will throw a little cleanser on, and I'll just use my little pointer finger and just really focus, and using a very gentle pressure because you don't want to overdo it. Just focus throughout here, hit the nose. One of my favorite things is to bust this out and scrub my husband's skin, because men in skincare, the struggle is real. And then the last thing that I wish I was more regular about, Pacifica sent this to me, which I was just floored and so excited. This is their little reusable face mask. You put on some serums, nothing too slippery or moisturizing, and then you smack this sucker on your forehead. I will tell you, I am much smoother the nights I wear this. My forehead is much better. I will then the next day, if we're having like a slow morning and I'm not running out of the house to go to the gym, I'll just leave it on my forehead until we get ready to leave, and my forehead looks so smooth. It really does work. I wish they made this in another size where it's just a little bit smaller, because my forehead tapers in, so I have a hard time getting the edges to get a good stick because it kind of wants to hit my hair. That is my only complaint, but truly this makes my forehead so much smoother. And then the final nightly some type of lip product. I like both of these. This was a sample I got from Summer Fridays. This is the Trader Joe's Vanilla Lip Mask. Whatever you like, your standard chapstick, whatever, you gotta make sure those lips are hydrated overnight. That is my current skincare routine. Now let me bring you in so you can really see the face up close and personal. Might be the best my pores have ever looked in my entire life. They're still there. I still have my dad's skin. I still have large pores. But truly, they have decreased in size. I mean, they're just smaller. They're tighter. They're not as like crater sized. They're like a normal size now, where if I use some smoothing primers, I can almost hide them. Like, they're never going to be totally gone, like we all have pores, but I can almost pretend I have that porcelain skin like some of you who are so lucky. But I am 34, so I'm not, a spring chicken anymore. And I am very happy with where my skin is at. There's some stuff that like no skincare is going to get rid of. I still get crinkles. I still am starting to get 11s. If I'm in the sun too much, they'll look worse because I am a squinter. But like, my skin does not look irritated at all using these products at all. My pores look better, and I don't know if you can tell this via the camera, but I feel like the way my skin looks, you can sort of tell. It feels so smooth, you guys. That is the one thing, like, my skin, and I didn't realize until I got my skin in such a smooth spot, but like I used to like, touch my nose and it felt like so bumpy and just like not like irritation bumps, but just bumpy, clogged pore bumps, truthfully. And under here was so bumpy, but like my skin feels so nice. All right, guys, that is all for what I've been using in my skincare routine. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any ride or die holy grail skincare products, definitely leave them down below, because I'm leaving for a vacation soon. That's when I get my shopping spree in, and so I will check it out. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one, and as always, please try to stay positive, because at the end of the day, that is truly all we can try to do. Mwah. Bye-bye.